Tail swaps. We have never had a tall tails contest, or we haven't had one in many years. It was Dave's idea that we should have a tall tails contest this time, and I beat him up. Because the last thing I want is another contest. Isn't that right, Dave?
Well, there were about 10 people that were involved in the practice.
Yes. I actually just sat on him and held him down while other people kicked. So, now, we didn't want to have another contest, but I think tall tails would be a great event. So what I'd like to do is have a tail swap up north. It's just people getting together. Everybody who participates gets some kind of recognition, some tchotchke of some sort. One up in Division C, G, and then one down in Division F later in the year. So 2 tail swaps. In Division F, we'll do it with the tails and tellers. We need to find somebody up in CG who wants to do it with us, so that we have an event up there as well. I want to reach out to Division C and G even more.
Up there being where?
Up there, we go all the way to Eureka.
Okay.
We go all the way to the Oregon border. And so one of the things I say that all AGs have to come. Our area governor up in Eureka does not have to come to every meeting. So I'm sorry, she gets a pass. It's a 5-hour drive. Yeah. But that doesn't mean she never comes to any of the meetings. She will come to some. Good. Intervention team. I've been reading these books. I love these books. How to make 100 Ways to Motivate People, etc. One of the points that they make is that we spend, as managers, we often spend 80% of our time dealing with troublemakers and only 20% of the time with people who are doing a good job. This year, I want to spend 20% of our time on troublemakers, 80% of our time on the people that are succeeding. So I want all of our distinguished clubs to become president's distinguished clubs. I want to support them in that. For the troublemaker clubs, we got a list this past week, and I just recognize the names of the clubs. They're always trouble. They're always fighting the system. They don't come to training. They don't turn in their officers' lists. So I want to have a special team that goes in almost like a demo team. A SWAT team that goes in and talks to the club members and gives them a big dose of whoop-ass. Just tells them, this is what a Toastmasters club is. Explain it to the members, not to the officers, because the officers are usually the problem. Get a Brendan Murphy in there, get a really positive, highly charged program. This is what your club can be. This is what we want to help you do. Offer them a coach and get the hell out. Spend our time on the successful clubs and making them more successful. Don't just fret and worry and wring our hands over these a couple of clubs. I think we'll be more successful with it this year. And also, if we have this intervention team, I think we'll be able to turn the clubs around very quickly. If they know that this is their shot, and we really offer them all the resources if they take advantage of the opportunity. I would like to improve our contest. We've been making progress over the past couple of years. Paula, I think you did a great job last year. I had the opportunity when I was running around to all of the contests in the spring to see how many of the same judges were at every contest. And that's something that we've got to correct. Mercy, your husband is the busiest person in Toastmasters because he took you to all those contests, but you ended up being a judge fairly often, didn't you? And the problem with that is that if you've got the same judges in all the areas, we get the same kinds of speakers, and we end up with not as wide a choice at the district level. So it's not a problem at the district level. I don't have a complaint about who we choose at district. It's a question of how those people got there and who got eliminated early in the process, who probably should have had a shot. So I want to have better trained judges, and I want to have more judges. I want to be sure that we don't have the same judges at all the contests across the district. That means you need to get out into your clubs and say, hey, you want to be a judge, don't you? Anybody who has given 6 speeches is qualified to be a judge in an international speech contest. Tell them how important it is that they be a judge, not for their own personal aggrandizement, not because they're such a fantastic speaker, but just because we need more opinions. And everybody's got one of those. Yeah?
What about, I just had a thought, and I don't know if it's valid or not, but because I didn't think it through, it just came to me.
I do that a lot.
What somehow judge training on the division, as a division area level, so that we can have all the clubs in one, like those 5 clubs in one place, or have a meeting for everybody to come, and I don't know.
Absolutely. If you want to have training at the division level, let us know. We'll come and help you with that division training. I don't want to put it on the divisions, and I don't want 7 different versions
Right.
of the judges' training.
Right.
We'll use the Toastmasters materials, and our chief judge, selected by Dave Oras, will be happy to get down there and help out and make sure that happens. But yes, division governors, as far as training goes, as far as any of this goes, don't feel like you're on your own. We want you to have some ownership over it, but we're here to help.
Maybe they'll try to get as many judges as possible.
Yes.
In each contest.
Yeah, Peter makes a very good point. I would like to see 9 judges at every level instead of 3, 4, 6. Well, 9 at area.
Yeah.
How many are we supposed to have at district?
I don't.
7. I'd like to see 9 judges. There's nothing precluding you from having more judges, and the more judges we have, the more likely we're going to get a better result.
At each level?
At each level. I'd like to see many more judges at each level. So at the area level, sometimes it may be the entire audience. I know that.
Everybody's not competing.
I also want to change something about the way we think about contests, because I know that I told you in training, and those of you, who's staying for training today? Anybody so far?
What kind of training?
It's area government.
Area governor training. Who has not
okay.
been to area governor
I
training?
guess I'm staying.
You're staying? Oh, good.
Like summer school, I'm sorry.
Come on, next slide. I tell you in training that only 7% of our people ever participate in contests, so I don't want you to spend 90% of your time on contests. You should spend about 10%. But when you spend your 10%, it occurred to me that we can use contests to support the 4 goals. So you can use it to recruit members. When you have the people there in the audience, they're obviously interested in Toastmasters enough that they came to see the contest, twist their arm to actually sign up. It's a good way to build camaraderie within the clubs. So it shouldn't be, I'm sending a representative and that representative goes to the club. But the entire club comes to see Tanya give her speech, and clap for her, cheer them on. So sell it to clubs that they are coming to the contest to support their people. It's an opportunity for POLA to start 6 new clubs. We have a club in Division F called Prep Squad. The whole purpose of the club is to prepare people for contests. How did we do? Mike Daly is a member of the club. We prepared him. He won District 4, so he'll be at the international contest. Another person we prepared was Ying Sang Man, 2nd place in the district this year. She'll be going to the conference, and I am going to try and keep her away from Christine Robinson's plate. That's how that's going to go. Pretty good record. I'd like to see 6 more clubs like that in all the divisions that are preparing people for the contests. Great opportunity to start a club, and it's a good opportunity to improve the quality of the contest. You need CCs to be good judges, outstanding, and if you want to prepare as a contestant, that's a good way to earn AC. So you see, the contest could be used as a tool. I'd like for you to think of them that way, as a way of achieving your goals by getting people more engaged in Toastmasters.